Hello and welcome back to Rule the Waves 3. Playing as Japan on Super Large Plus Plus. That should be well known by now. Starting 1890, we had made it to 1936, so getting close to that World War II era. And yeah, peace reigns, but tensions are up quite a bit. So it's January, so we'll start with the review. And as I record this, I have no idea what happens throughout 1936. Could be things calm down, could be tensions spiral out of control and we have a war with someone. Could be Germany, could be the France Great Britain alliance. Really don't know, and that makes it kind of exciting, I think. I did of course say that I wanted to avoid a war. So quickly, I wanted a war in sort of like 38 or 39. I still stand by that. So it would be better for me just to wait a little bit. Yeah, that's it really. So let's jump in. Yes, PowerPoint 1936. Still peace. War is peace for now because we have 3 spikes here. 9, 8, 7. 9 and 8, they are allied to one another. So if I get into a war with one, the other will more or less immediately join. But there could also be a war against Germany, or maybe all 3. There are options here. The rest of the world, quite peaceful, I would say. Spain, Italy, mildly annoyed with Great Britain. Germany is mildly annoyed at the Soviet Union, but nothing that will sort of affect anything. Nothing has changed in general status. The US is still in the lead. As long as I stay here, I don't think they will build anymore. And my freed morale is up to 1. That only ever happens during that one special event where we beat the other team in sports. And again, this is very strange mechanic to have in a game when there is so little interactivity. It seems like it should fluctuate based on your victory. So if things go extremely well, it should go up. And then eventually, as the war drags on for years and years and you get blockaded and whatnot, then it dwindles. But no. Budget. We continue to have strong growth, and I guess 1300 sounds like a lot, but it's quite a bit less than we had those previous years. And in percentage, this is, well, 1,000 in percent from 50,000, so basically 1/50th, or a little bit more than 1/50th, but let's say 2.5%. So that seems entirely normal. Colony resources are up according to the almanac. I don't understand that. Could it be that it was up after the last war, but I didn't update it? I will look at that. I don't understand that. I don't think I... Oh, now I remember. Liao Tung, of course. I got that event last year. Now, okay, now I understand. Never mind. Budget is up to 16. It's not extreme or anything, but it's definitely better than 14. And with my current high base resources and colony stuffy, then surely the budget modifier there is quite good. So the budget is up quite a bit. We are closing in on 1 million in peacetime, and this is where we want to be. That's why I don't want to mobilize or go to war or anything. So builds are 40, but 3,000 overbuilding, so 37,000, and maintenance plus naval aircraft is not 10,000. It should be, so it's 25 to, so about one, well, it's a more than 1.5, but I would say very good. It's not quite double, but it's good. I've dipped below my minimum threshold, so I will try to save up some money again. Okay. National economy, we're definitely in the A tier alone there with the US. They have 59 total, including base and colony. I have 54, so there is about a 10% difference. So that is nothing. I have scrapped a few ships, so my fleet tonnage is actually down a bit. Fleet quality, I said I have good and improving because we have scrapped a few older ships. Those very first TPS-1 battleships are gone, and the ancient protected cruisers are finally gone. I still have some battleships and battle cruisers that are more than 20 years old. So, in a sense, I have ships that are older than my opponents. So that's not good, but at least they're being refitted. So we will end up with 12 ships here because I decided to keep that ancient TPS-2 battleship class. I was going to scrap them, but then I changed my mind because I'm not entirely sure that I will be able to build these the second pair of 18 inchers as planned. Even if I don't, I then have 3 full or nearly full battle squadrons. So that's the thinking there. Yeah. Of these 16 CVs, none are particularly new. I have my 16 inchers, of course, but I have some slow ones and I have some semi-slow ones, and we are behind on refitting them. So actually, I feel that I have neglected my battlecruiser force just a little bit. Not too horrible. CVs, I was supposed to have 2 more CVs building, but we have ended up focusing too much on battleship refits. But mercifully, that's pretty quick. My light cruisers are almost done. I'm not planning to build any more right away. There will probably be 2, 4, 6 more later when we have the opportunity. We might need more KEs. I'm not sure about that. Sub-slow, we might need to bulk out some of our air wings, both carrier and land, now that tensions are so high. But I don't want to generally mobilize. So, I mean, I can't complain about this fleet. It's a very good fleet. It's the 3rd largest fleet, and I think it is qualitatively pretty good. But there are it's not perfect in every category. And sometimes when you play, you sort of have a plan and everything's crystal clear and you're laser focused. And other times you start meandering a bit, you get into some wars. The economy isn't perfectly balanced between builds and upkeep and that sort of thing. And then you 1 to 5 years pass and you, what was I thinking here? And yeah, I am turning things around, but it's gonna take a few years still. Research, initially I thought it was a crap research year, but it's actually not. Damage control, +1. It's nothing special, just a generic one. Light forces, 3,000 ton DDs. I mean, I don't have to build them to 3,000, you can build 2,800. So we will look at that. You can even get DDs with torpedo protection 1. And don't laugh at me, that can be pretty useful. It can let them survive the odd torpedo, of course, but it also generally gives them more flotation. So, unit machinery and TPS-1, if you can fit that, it's heavy, it's expensive, but it can mean many of your destroyers actually come home at the end of the battle instead of sinking. So it's subs irrelevant. HE always better with more damage. Logistics, more tactics, fleet tactics. Underwear replenishment, it said that my logistics will be better. I'm not sure exactly what that implies. Do I get more base capacity? Do I suffer less from being over the cap? I don't know. I'm just gonna take it. It says +12 tax. That is not correct. I got 1 improved to medium AI, improved 40mm automatic cannon, and we also got 6-inch dual purpose, which I'm not using because they are very bad as DP guns, so never do that. And we got this light deck catapult. Yeah. This is really the last. Okay, I'm mildly confused here because I think we got the improved carrier size this turn, and then we also got the flight deck catapult, or did we get the improved carrier size the time before? Let's just do this and move on. 10% is still enough, I think, but you can see I have shifted almost all my priorities down one step to a minimum of low, of course. To allow me to have high on radar and electronics. We have a deficiency in radar and electronics, trait that's so rare that there is no tag for it even. I find that strange. It should be very easy to make radar and electronics disadv if you have disadvantage, but we do have disadvantage. So kind of odd, but we'll try to keep pace, but we're unlikely to do as well as the Americans. But with a huge resource budget, this on high, and starting in 1936, I think we should be able to stay, if not leading edge, but we will get radar eventually. Better radar, I hope, than historically. The rest we are mostly on time, or things are a couple of years or more in the future. Ship design subdivision, we know that TPS-4 is coming. Ship design and armor is always important to me. Radar important. I took these down because they are on advantage anyway. Guns, I keep it on high because reasons. I detest the gun research system, so I refuse to do anything but waste research on it, and you can see how little we get in return. When was the last gun we got upgraded? It's been a good while. So anyway, aircraft, if you remember, I forgot to do the fighter request, so that should be 3 or 4, but it's 7, but okay. But good news, the dive bomber turned out to be good, and that I actually quite enjoy. And we have this Yuko blah blah, this one is going out, the float plane, being replaced by this unknown one. And the medium bomber is, it's not fantastic, so it will eventually be replaced, I think. It does have the torpedo. The naval patrol aircraft looks good, pretty decent range. We don't know how good it is. The torpedo bomber is getting old, so that one is next. So TB is next, then medium bomber presumably. But it kind of depends on how good that fighter is. We might have to do another fighter. So let's jump in. But before we do any turns, we have to build or design. Let's get designing, it should read. This is where it started. This is the first purpose-built fleet carrier. We had a pair of light carriers. We still have them in the mothball. It was 25,000 tons, the maximum that you could have at that time. I chose to build it with long range and diesel engines to future-proof it, but I couldn't get it to go more than 29 and still have all the other stuff I wanted. Which is, I was forced to do the 6-inch guns, of course. We can rip them out now, spend money on taking those out and adding 4 more aircraft. Not sure if that's worth it, so I think we'll just keep it. It has a decent anti-air armament. It has 36 heavy AA factor. It had no medium AA because at the time those were so crash. Quite a few 20 mils. So we built 2 of this. Not very well protected. It has a minimum mag box, but if it gets shot at, it's game over anyway. This we never did an actual design study for. I just made them. I had to go look through my PowerPoint, and we never did it. And yeah, you can see I'm using other view. I think it's more informative. I didn't do it before, I think, because you can't get this view before the ship has been designed, if you know what I mean. And we were always talking about things that were about to be designed. Yeah. Anyway, this is the large 30s carrier. It's considerably more potent than the old one. We have speed up to 30, which I consider almost acceptable for a fleet carrier. And it has some medium AA and better heavy AA and better light AA and 84 aircraft, which is starting to be decent. It's not awesome, but it's not bad. Then we had a follow-on class, which is basically the same ship, but 2,400 tons extra because of increases. And I was able to squeeze in an extra knot and 4 planes. It says 40 LA and 44, so probably having to do with stuff. It was, of course, the other way around. The Soryu has 44 light AA, the Soryu 40. So, yeah. But then we have the updated CV. This is sort of the late 30s CV, and this is the Shinano. And you can recognize many of the features, but the main battery is now up to 5-inch dual purpose. I don't normally do this for carriers, but I wanted to do something a bit different to sort of set this apart from what came before. So now it is up to 52 heavy AA. Not gonna help. I didn't include cost time, but what's important is that we are up to 104 aircraft, which is starting to get pretty good. I could have toned a lot of stuff down to get even more planes, but I felt that this was acceptable. So we are designing this, then building it, and once they are well underway, we will do a follow-up class based on the same chassis and put out 2 more. Okay, aircraft types, and that's another reason why I wanted to wait with war. I really would have liked to have a really good fighter and a really good torpedo bomber done with the request, done with the development, and done with being phased into my expanded squadrons. So, yeah. So let's see what the enemy has. If we actually... China, we're not fighting. So Great Britain, we don't know anything useful. Germany, I don't... Wow, they have a 31 fighter. Okay, this is comparable to mine. France, we know nothing. Well, if they have this 33 fighter with firepower 2, then we're good. Torpedo bombers, do we know more? The US has a lot of torpedo bombers, that's for sure. Seemingly better than mine. The new ones. Oh, this is very new. Great Britain. We basically don't know anything that's useful. So again, we have had several of these intel on their planes, but we don't get to see enough to actually make this a worthwhile endeavor. I wish it wasn't so. Don't want to know everything about the enemy, but it would be fun to have some inkling as to what's going on, so we could, intel. But I guess not. So that was utterly useless. Load design template. Shukaku Shinano. There it is. Not very colorful. Kind of like those bright red Japanese, but I figured we needed another visual for this type. 104 decade lifts, and now also with catapults. So yeah, it's just my having a bit of fun. I don't usually use Magbox, but I did use it this time, and yeah, all sorts of funness. So let's do that. I'm not proposing a full-on study here, but let's see what first of all, if they want to give us, now we are probably well ahead of the actual date for a 3,000-ton destroyer, so that's not going to work. But if we show older designs. Didn't I make a bigger one? 2,500? No, I didn't. But let's look at the last DD we have. It's 2,000. But as imagine us wanting to give it torpedo. It already has unit machinery. How much bigger would it need to be? It would actually require the full 1,000 tons. So this is the challenge, you see. Yeah. This is fine. And this is 8,000. This is 12 and a half, and TPS1 eats the entire thing. So very sad. Because this is that kind of this. Now it's up to 13,000, so completely out of the question. So my fantasy about the TPS1 destroyer, that's currently not doable. That's for sure. Yeah, we could tweak a thing or two here and there, but ultimately wouldn't work. Okay, this could maybe be made to work. So yeah, it's frighteningly expensive. You can actually squeeze it down quite a bit. Okay, it's for the future anyway. I don't have the monies for it. Oh my god, yes. The rebellion I had off. I should have mentioned it in the turn. No, not the turn. In the brief, in the year brief. I forgot about that. Should have a point for rebellion. Whenever I do a new playthrough of whatever nation that ends up being, I will look at my templates and see if something can be streamlined and improved upon. No, turn. Asagi, Yashima, Kaga. Oh, that's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Ah. Okay, that makes this fight a lot easier. Budget and tension, sure. Sure. Variable pitch propellers. Advanced AP cap. MTB. This is a too specific tech. I can see why it exists, but when will you have an armed merchant cruisers available that you want to use to build MTB in an invaded possession within the time span between the invasion and the eventual loss of that colony? It just doesn't work. Okay, so France up one, Germany up one, Britain not up one. I'm gonna save it there and cherish this memory. This memory. 865. Great Britain continues to cheat. Everyone else seemed to have calmed down. Now we are actually in positive territory, but that's good. We are now below the line. Yes, we need to build some new stuff, but the new builds will be primarily these carriers. So, or are we from a 27 not diesel? Pretty no, cannot be made. The diesel. We can easily make it 7,000. No, but battle cruisers need some love as well. We can start dating more of them very soon. Can we just crush that rebellion now, please? Look at this. We are bulking out. How long until the last light cruiser is done? 2 more turns. Bought in China. Make him a hero, sure. Pitch propellers. Spanish no. Oh! British are very upset with us for some unknown reason. It's a random shift. Yeah, they hate us because of Gibraltar, and they are reduced because of the recent war, and they resent us. Yeah. Fine, I don't care. Okay, so I went into my screen here, and I have increased all my squadrons land base from 8 to 12, and I also bulked out all my squadrons with fighters to 20 and torpedo and in some cases dire bombers to 14, 15, 16-ish. Haven't given planes to the light carriers yet. No, we should probably also activate more ships. We activate. No. But what was I going to do? I was going to the Aradavas. Yeah. Is the direct equivalent. Open design for rebuild and 31 not diesels. Spacious. 4 controllers. Upgrade. Double mounts. And heavy AA. Dreadnought. 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 Yeah, we can shift those around. Clear mounts. Add mount. Hmm. Yeah, I think that's good enough. I still have some tonnage, but of course we need to have light AA, 30 light AA, that's probably fine. And more ammo. That's gonna cost a bit, but it's not too bad actually, so I'm not gonna complain. 40 heavy AA, that's good enough. Yes. Save. Fire control, okay. Advanced. Thanks for telling me. Rebuild 2 ships. This is almost done. These are almost done. What's next after that? Well, we do have these, but they are very slow. So, how bad are these Durugis? have no heavy AI. Well, they don't. Well, they have heavy AI, but yeah, they could. They could definitely use a rebuild. I mean, they're not losing speed yet, but they soon will. Oh, diesel and actually gonna be quite tight for them. Think they can make it work? No, but surely they do not need 24 these 6-inch guns. So if we did this about 30 and yeah, so they can be brought up to the same standard. Well, these Putosas are getting issues, but we need to mobilize more. I think these are poor. Much will it cost me to activate? No, those are not bad. These are active. We'll activate them. Activate these. No, will not be activated. They are for now, but we will activate these. Katsuragi and Utsugi. We will also activate it. And all of them. To add, of course. But now we also need some. Why didn't I reorganize my destroyers when I had the chance? Yeah, you can see it's completely killing my budget, and the only way to fix that is to halt construction of one of the big guys. Halt this guy. Too quick to refit everything. I should have. Do we have something that's obsolete there? Ah, now my minesweepers are quite obsolete. Going to be good because then there won't be sweeping mines very well. So these are minesweepers. Time for rebuild. There is nothing here I want to change. 3 months for 18. Are not really minesweepers. Odd. Yeah, right. Those were my first combat destroyers, so they have simply never been. Can I make them into minesweepers? Is that actually impossible? It probably will be overweight. Overweight. But if we replace machinery, it sort of breaks down complete. It's not. So it can definitely be done. It's too small for DC thrower, so it's sort of in an odd place. I mean, I'm gonna need them for trade protection. I only have a handful of ships for trade protection here. I'll end up having to put all my 1100-ton destroyers for it. But now, what's wrong with these guys? They are fine, I hope. Heat rovers only need to be quick. Yeah. It's basically only these guys that are a problem. 500 tons. Silly. So many questions. Now, the problem with these guys is that their base speed is quite a bit higher than the others. That's why you can't fit what you want. Now you can definitely fit what you want, but feels like a waste of money. So we will try this. Or we could just keep running it as a microscopic sub-hunter. To have some volume, it's just for... I mean, it costs nothing, so please don't declare war on me right this instant. Because that would make me very sad. Now we must also activate... we have the slow ones, mothball, these are working up. Probably should be active as well. Active. Must save. Electro-optical director. No. Nothing happens. They look angry. Divisions. Warriors. This one is... Why are some of my he-she's lower? Ah, it's the B version. Right. Move to the med. Move to the med. Can we at the very least get rid of this rebellion now? No, not add ship. Battle above average. Yeah. Yeah. Fears. Really does pain me. Are my light crew guys working up there? So it's bad. Southeast Asia, I think. Maintenance is up by too much, but okay. Air intercept control. I want night fighting. I don't want. Yes, finally. Go to build screen. Yes. In no, so yeah, so many are almost done now. So we will do all hold this one for 1 month or 2 months. Asia, Southeast, Indian Ocean, the Med, have them spread out just a little bit. No, light cruisers will move to Europe, I think. These will wouldn't be in Northeast Asia. This one will be in Southeast Asia. Okay, yeah, that's nice. That was a lot of money wasted just hanging around in Northern Pacific there for very little gain beyond the principle. 105 destroyers have finished. Yes, by all means, US. By all means, we can be the bestest of friends. Okay, they have declared war on me yet, and we are getting closer to our ultimate goal. Yeah, whatever. We need more money. Absolutely need more money. Six, 10 years, it's close to obsolete. At least move them to the Indian Ocean. I need to pause here and look at my divisions. Okay, let's finish refitting these destroyers, and then I can take a minute. Oh, Tetsu finished 4 destroyers. I need at least 12 additional cruisers. Well, of course, sir. I will do this, and then I will take the prestige hit, I suppose, or perhaps hope that war breaks out. because we really need money now. Early surface search radar. Combat supply loading. Okay. Now, hmm, yeah, and we need more planes, and we need more refits, and we need more money. Britain is still cheating with its 46.5 to my. So they have more than 10% less, but they have, of course, more. Very unfair. Gonna complain bitterly for all time. A lot of planes. Way too many planes. Subs. If they want to fight, I will push them utterly. Oh, look at my. I have 2 light cruisers. No, but I need to reorganize my destroyers, so I'll be back. Okay, we have some sort of planner. The battleships are hanging around near the capital. We have 2 groups going into the Indian Ocean for some reason. We have battle cruisers in the Med. We have battle cruisers in Northeast Asia, refitting and mothballed. We have light cruisers in Northern Europe, the Med, North and South East Asia. The light carriers are mothballed. The carriers are going to the Indian Oceans and the Med. We are sending a lot of destroyer squadrons. I managed to fill out 14 6-ship. And I have 2 left, one 15, one 1100. I can use those to fill in gaps. Spreading those out a bit. Yeah, and I have my minesweepers, and I have my other people. I don't really bother with these, but I have to take that into account as well. Otherwise, as soon as I start shifting my capitals around, this will just be messy. Yeah, in the end, I just removed all the dependencies. The AI doesn't really respect the destroyer division assignments anyway, so we can try this instead. So save and another turn. I would actually rather like to fight France rather than the British, but prestige and tension. No, it will appear to be reasonable. Much talk. Ship design, that's fine. Explosive shell gun ranged by 5%. New fighters. Oh, yes, this is much, much better. Well, the firepower isn't much better, but this one has good range and it has good cruise and maximum speed. I quite like this one. So we will take the XF108 and we'll save. And we will actually remember to do the torpedo bomber, but I will again do range because I'm not going to get double torpedoes anyway. Could do range toughness, but let's do the range thing. So now we have 3 light cruisers and for some reason 8 destroyers. Why 8 destroyers? Because probably I've been shuffling things around. Northern Europe. Yeah, because I have 2 1500 tonners here that should be in the Indian Ocean. So we'll do that. Northern Europe, Indian Ocean, Northern Europe. Here that are in Northern Europe. Yeah, it's gonna take a while to sort itself out. One more turn. Anti-German rebellion, yeah. I feel you. 8 15-inch guns. It's fast. Again, this is not really interesting. Budget balance of 1895. Are we over cap here now? No. Not nearly over cap. We have 8 battle cruisers, 3 light cruisers, 4 carriers, and 22 DDs. More confusion, should be 24. Expand all. Yeah, they are still shuffling around, it seems. So, thing to see here. Working up. This one is refitting. Good. Oh. Firepower 3. No, we don't hate the Germans that much. We were at war with them, perhaps. No, France didn't react at all. For any tension events? No. But suddenly we are no longer bleeding money quite as badly. But of course, if I resume building this one, we will be bleeding money again. Open design. Can we build them bigger now? No. It's still the same. Nothing has changed. Expensive. $25, so they are over 10 years old, so they will be losing speed soon. This is a nightmare. A nightmare, I swear to you, it's a nightmare. Yeah, we can basically invade everything. If we get into a war with Britain, we can pressure them in the Indian Ocean. If we get into a war with France, then it's the Med, of course. Swiss. Not too far from Iceland to North America eventually. There is that. We are in October. Did I ever finalize that CS design we talked about? No, doesn't look like it. How much per month would building 12 of this? Why? Why are you insane, Mr. President, man? B10. Okay, it would not actually be that horrible. But I want to go 31 knots. Why are you so cruel, Sam? But then we would need more ammo. 180 shot with dual purpose. But they are not frontline combatant, so the chance of them actually getting involved in anything related to... Yeah, actually, perhaps not so terrible. Should we design it? Oh, that's... I'm completely pointless, but... Oh, I have triples. Duh. Dot, dot, dot. 6 dual purpose. Is this really a cruiser? Doesn't actually look like a cruiser to me. Did I do that? I did... 'With just the belt and the twin weird looking late dreadnought turrets. Those are really ugly, but okay. A decreased tubes. How much is spacious? Why am I fiddling around with this? (1936) Nagara belt. Not armored in any sense, but yeah. The Nashville, a 32 knot battle cruiser with 16-inch guns. Proved dive bombers, yeah. Proved cap, yeah. That was good. The BB Busan. Oh, that's my 18-incher with the 10. Oh, no. We absolutely cannot do. Ah. Well, guess we're ruined now. think this kind of pointless. Ah! Okay, bye. No, we are absolutely not interested in that. Finally, Northern Europe is complete. We get some more money. We have made it to 1937. We are not broke. I don't like our build queue. I don't like our maintenance budget. But the good stuff is that, I mean, war is coming sooner rather than later. So having refitted ships that can fight now instead of in several years, that is, of course, absolutely valuable. I'm gonna send these to the Indian Ocean. Why do I insist on using this stupid interface? It's not good at all. These are remaining mothballed. We need to decide if we are going to refit more. These four specifically, probably not, but also these four. But I don't want to pull my 16-inch battle cruisers off the line now. Sounds pretty stupid. I also need to send these minesweepers and so forth around the world, so we have them pre-positioned before the fighting actually starts. Oh, there is some stuff left to do here. This is almost done. Then we can resume building this one that's been hugely delayed. It's very unfortunate, but it is part of life. Then we will definitely halt some of these so we don't build all of them at the same time. Can I halt them already? Yes, I can. This instead, much more interesting. We might scrap them, but I don't think I can scrap them immediately. And I will build a few colonial ships. They have no firepower, but I don't care. They are there just to be colonial cruisers, I guess. I'll take it as a sign from above. Almanac. Great Britain is still at 77, 68, 65, 68. No one else seems interested in going above. I mean, I don't know there will be a war, of course, but it's very, very likely. I should also look over my air bases and also expand my air fleet somewhat. Activate perhaps some of them. They do become more effective once we have some experience. Yeah. And that concludes episode 68. There was no war, not this year, but I'm thinking 37. Very big chance of war. Germany is high, Great Britain very high, France also high, but France and Great Britain no longer allied. Very interesting. I'm building some ships, not enough. I'm refitting some ships, rather expensive. But once they are refitted, they will serve me well into through the 40s, I would say. Until they are no longer useful. So I think the timing of these refits pretty good. Need more carriers, of course. Need more destroyers. Need more of everything. But yeah, overall, not too bad. Budget is close to $1 million. Using way too much on maintenance, but in this case, it's war that we can see coming. So I'd rather not sit in Northeast Asia with everything mothballed when the hammer drops. So for once, we will be on point with everything and just roll over the AI when they aggressively declare war on us. So anyway, thanks for watching and see you again soon.